golfers, Jack Spencer here, Practical Golf for All. In my last video, I talked about the downswing, the beginning, down through the strike, and through the release of the club and up to a nice finish. Today I'd like to focus on what I think is the most vitally important aspect of that downswing, and that is actually releasing the club through impact. Releasing the club means allowing the toe of this club to pass over as you strike the ball. If you put this club in your lead arm and swung it back to waist height, you would see the toe would be up in the air. It would come in naturally, want it to kind of turn over a little bit, and you got the waist height here, it would be up, pointing skyward again. Your body wants to naturally release that club as it passes through impact. Our job as golfers is to not impede that movement. And it becomes a little bit of an issue sometimes because of your trail arm. You know, the right arm and the right hand really can make some aspects of the golf swing more difficult. So when you put this right arm on, if you're practicing this, just barely grip, just put your hand on, don't even grip the club with it, and just get that sensation of what's going to happen as it naturally wants to flow through impact and turn over. You might say, well, I like to fade the ball, and that's going to take that aspect away from me, and that's not true. If you looked at somebody, let's say Bubba Watson, who probably bananas the ball more than anybody I can think of that you may have seen. Of course, he's a left-handed golfer. When you see him get that club on his follow-through to waist height, his trail arm has rolled over his lead arm. He's released that club, even though he's bananaing the ball more than anybody that you can think of, except maybe someone that you play golf with on a regular basis. Dustin Johnson loves to fade the ball. Jon Rahm, light fader of the golf ball. You will see them through their follow-through at waist height that trail arm has rolled and is above their lead arm. They've released the club through impact. I like to look online at this one lady's videos. She said that for her swing thought of releasing the club as she fires her obliques. That's pretty tough. If she said rectus abdominis, I might believe that a little bit, you know, kind of clench your tummy through impact. If you look at somebody that does a karate punch, what they'll do is they'll fire it from their hips, extend their arm, and then snap it right at the end. That snap at the end adds an element of power into a concentrated area, usually these two knuckles. Well, that release of a golf club through impact does the same thing. So how do we achieve that without really making a mess of things? And I believe that if you concentrate on your wrists, you're probably headed for trouble. I mentioned also that in a previous video, your wrists can flex and they can extend. And for them to supinate and pronate, that's a lower arm movement. And I think if you concentrate on your wrists, you're going to flip them. And if you flip them you're going to do it too early. You're going to do that. It's going to impede everything, and just things will get ugly. And your swing will tell you that. You know, you think, I'm going to flip my wrists over. Well, you're going to finish down in here somewhere probably, and you'll know. Well, I flipped my wrist. That was terrible. If you think, I'm just going to let this club release itself. Just going to naturally let it release itself. Take the wrists out of it. Let your forearms just naturally roll the way they want to. Then you'll notice that, you know, as you come through, you're gonna come through in a nice full finish. Bigger muscles. I mentioned before, you know, with pitch shots, you know, use your legs to help control distance. Putting. Use your shoulders and your back, not your wrists. Same way here. Let your forearms control your wrist movement. Don't think about flipping your wrists. If you're having a little bit of an issue with your club path, if you're still coming over the top, you might want to proceed with a little bit of caution from this release. That being said, I will also say that to properly release the club, it's going to aid in your proper swing path. If you come over the top, it's going to be more like that. If you come from the inside, it's going to be more like that. So you can use the release as a training aid for a proper club path as well. Again, releasing that club through impact is vitally important to your club head speed, your contact, your consistency. Practice it, and I promise you, you will not regret it. Thank you. I hope you like, share. I hope you enjoyed this video. When I think of something else, I'll put another one on.